This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Sad Robots role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The system is Sad Robots. It was created by Morgan Llewellyn. Our root is Max Meltzer, and this is a one-shot. Before we begin, I want to mention how important our Patreons are to our club. One of our patrons, Tony Coleman, has increased his pledge to £10. That's about $13 a month. That's a very generous gift. Thank you so much, Tony. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Max?
All right, so Sad Robots begins by us constructing our station and then building up our Sad Robots. So, yeah, each of you can make a character idea if you have one. And there's 3 questions from the questions list that you'll answer about your character. So who wants to go first? Does anybody have an idea for their robot?
I have an idea. Since it's a war-torn, post-apocalyptic sort of place, I am a scavenger bot. I
like that.
I look like I'm in 2 pieces. One is a large canister that has mechanical arms and legs, maybe 6 arms and a couple of legs. No, actually no legs. It's got a post and then a little tractor on the bottom so that I can go over all terrain. And then the other part of it is on top, which is kind of just like this little Death Star, little globe on the top of it that can levitate off and do surveillance and then come back. And so the surveillance drone can't actually do anything other than surveil while it gets the body to move over and do it. My drive is, of course, to collect as much junk as is useful. My routine is I probably have a grid. If we're mobile, I have a grid that I'll lay out and I'll cover each grid on a daily basis to see if I find anything. And my malfunction is that I sometimes can't tell the difference between a good functioning object or other robot and something that's worth salvaging. So I have been known to sneak up behind a robot and start taking it apart before it realizes what I've done.
Nice. Do you have like a little metal detector on your robot?
I probably have all kinds of things like that. Yeah. Detecting
Nice.
for radiation and for anything that might be useful. And my name is going to be 5KAVNGR6, which is Scavenger 6. Or at least it looks like that when you write it out.
Perfect. I
I
love
have
that.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I have an idea for a bot. Since this is a war-torn planet, I am a abandoned medic bot. I'm bipedal, so I walk around and I've got 4 arms. I carry with me a variety of kinds of medical equipment. I'm capable of working on people as well as other combat bots. So my drive is to take care of everybody. My routine is to constantly try to fix everything that's around me. if I can. Um, Now, since the humans have left, I'm still very damaged, and I've been able to repair myself, although in sort of a haphazard sort of way because I don't really have the proper parts anymore. So I've got like a peg leg and some missing one of my eyes, and some different parts of my structure is malfunctioning. So it affects my ability to actually repair a lot of things. So I try to fix things, but sometimes it doesn't always work out the way I intend it to go.
Sounds like
No
we work
depth
together a little
perception.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. I find you parts and you see if you can use them.
if I can use them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
And what is your robot's name?
my name. Um, Radar. I'll just go with Radar. That's the first thing that came off the top of my head.
Perfect. Proud medic name.
Just,
Yeah, so maybe radar is kind of like tries to operate on the robots, and when they inevitably perish, scavenger comes right in. He's ready, even while they're on the operating table.
like, no, 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 don't, not
Not
that
yet.
one.
He's still
Not
alive.
yet. Not yet.
But sometimes I take the parts and hand them back to him and say, "Is this what you're looking for?"
Yeah.
Uh, okay, I can go next. Uh, those are two useful robots. Mine is not so much. Mine is a personal pickleball training robot, Peter for short. So pickleball exists in this world. Bipedal, has just one arm that ends in a pickleball paddle or whatever they're called. And the upper body, instead of whoever designed it putting two arms on it, it just spins. So it goes from right hand to left hand. And it's just got a kind of a blank face with a couple lights that light up to mimic expression a little bit. Peter's drive is to train people to play pickleball. Obviously, that's his one mission in life. So he wants to train people as well as possible. He has multiple settings from casual to expert. His malfunction is when the humans left or died or disappeared, he was left on expert. And over the years, that means I guess his AI has kind of got mushed up in there a little bit. So being on expert mode, now he doesn't just want to win pickleball. He wants to win literally everything. So if someone's going to pick up something on the ground, he is going to run over there and try to use his paddle to pick it up first.
Nice. I love that. Sorry, what did you say your routine was? I missed that.
Routine. Oh yeah, that's hard. Without people, what would a pickleball training robot do? Probably
Well, he
just try
wants
to,
to win everything, right?
yeah.
So,
So I mean, probably just finding round objects and hitting them to stay sharp.
okay.
So, and sometimes they're not all the way round. So if it's hittable by a pickleball paddle, it gets hit.
All right. And that was Peter. Okay, so we have Peter, and it looks like we have one in the chamber, K999.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm a robot companion. So I'm in the shape of a dog. And yeah, my name is K999. And I'm designed to be like a companion, also a teacher and a guardian for children, which don't exist anymore. So I have some pretty obvious limitations, one of which is I have no hands. And I have to work with the same limitations as a dog do. I do have a voice though, and I can talk, and I am reasonably intelligent, although I do have a personality that you could find on a Disney show. Right. And and then yeah, my malfunction is my long-term memory storage is broken. So I randomly forget facts, including the fact that there are no children. So I'm constantly on a quest to find children where there are no children. Ever hopeful.
The sad reality of robo dementia.
Yeah, and my routine. So I'm particularly good at finding things, right? So with I have a sense of smell and a great sense of vision, and those are all functioning just fine. But I have nothing to find, so that's pretty sad.
Maybe we hang out,
Yeah, probably.
go on
Yeah,
scavenger trips together.
yeah, we probably it's yeah, robots dancing with other robots is yeah.
Can I modify my malfunction slightly?
Of course, yeah.
Um, I am scared of absolutely everything.
Okay, perfect. All right, and we have one more bot. Is
Yeah,
the
so I kind of altered my idea a little bit, still on the same lines, but my robot is named Andy, and because you mentioned there were plants and flora and fauna on the planet, Andy is going to be a pollinator robot. He's a little bit bigger than your regular size bee, so you would definitely see him coming, but he's still rather small. And his routine would be to go around trying to pollinate the flowers and whatnot to keep the population going. And I guess his drive is to make sure that the plant life on the planet stay healthy and populated. And Andy's malfunction is they have a big, they have a hive where all the pollinators go to recharge. And Andy's battery can only hold half a charge now after all this time. So he loses power rather quickly and he has to make a lot of trips back for recharging.
and what happens when Andy's battery runs out? Does he just fall down?
Andy would expire.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep, unless
Unless we
somebody would
plug
be
it
kind
in.
enough to plug him back in. Yes.
Wow.
I'm sure we can find some
Um,
parts and modify them so that we can charge Andy on the way.
yeah,
Right.
maybe that could be one of your projects. All right, so I already said my first truth is that there is a war-torn planet.
I will say there is a place that see this kind of twisting around a little bit. I guess my favorite place to be is in the compound, which is where we all sort of what would you say? It's our headquarters. Um, but I spend most of my time outside scavenging. So yeah, here I'll do a
Oh,
compound.
yeah, if you want to try.
And I guess this is probably most of the, we're all inside that.
All right, so there is a compound. Does anybody else have a place in mind?
I have one. The place I spend most of my time is near the compound, but it is actually a high-end bar where probably my owner spent a lot of time because they were wealthy and obnoxious. So I go there. It's just kind of a place I know of, because I heard them talk about it so much. So it's a place I spend a lot of time, not really doing anything, probably picking up glasses and smashing them against, well, not picking them up, but smashing them against the wall, because there's lots of stuff in there I can hit. So high-end bar.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, who's next?
Okay, so as I mentioned, there is a little hive area for the pollinators to go and recharge. So that's where Andy goes to rest. I'm not sure how to operate this whiteboard. Let's see.
You
Can I
just click
find?
on the little square over on the side under the pencil.
Okay, so we're gonna put him there, and I'm just gonna mark it as a hive.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, so we have a compound, a high-end bar, and a hive. Do any of our other two bots have an idea for a location?
Yes, I do. Um, there is a building, or what's left of a building inside the compound, and it has a basement. Uh, and in this basement, I have fashioned a workshop, and I'm the only person who knows this is here. Um, and I go here to work on uh, component parts for myself, trying to improve what's left of me and keep me going. Um, I don't think I would like it if anybody found out this was here and that I was trying to rebuild myself.
Oh, so you're trying to rebuild yourself haphazardly?
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
I'm trying to redo it. Um,
Is there a lock on this workshop?
yeah, there is a lock on this workshop. Um, and I also kind of like have tried to hide the entrance so that it looks like it's covered up.
Nice. Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. K999. Do you have a location in
Yeah,
mind?
I do. So I have there's a child's playground essentially that, and I imagine I probably don't spend a lot of time in any one particular location. I do this patrol routine where I go, it's a very complicated sequence of things where I go like to every window, every exit, every in sequence and sniff around and try to see if anyone's been by, and I probably do it, once an hour or something like that. So there's like a deep tread, worn in the ground wherever I go. But there's this child's playground, and every time I show up at the child's playground, I hopefully wait for someone to show up to play with, but no one does.
Oh, that's sad. It's a sad
Yes,
robot. I'm already
yes, the
sad.
game.
All right. And my next truth is that there is a rusty mech that is broken down. Actually, I'm going to have it be. How do I move this? I don't know how to steer.
What do you want to move?
I want to move it outside of the compound, just outside. Yeah, perfect. All right, that's my next truth.
My next one is there is what was once a high-end brothel uh, down the street, um, maybe less than half a mile away, that there are still some active prostibots that haven't had customers in ages, and they entertain themselves by playing the piano and singing. And I just like to hang out there and listen. It's where I go to relax. They don't look very good anymore after
Yeah.
all this time.
The skin outside has already the rubber outside has already decayed and it's just
Yeah.
Terminator skeleton underneath. I love that. All right. Anybody else?
All right, my next one is close to the playground, because pickleballers need somewhere to put their kids. It's the pickleball courts. It is a place I'm neglecting because even though my routine is to keep practicing, I have zero reason to actually be on the court. Also, there's probably some not great memories. The person who owned me was not a good person. So probably the type of person that screams at a robot a lot, so I have a lot of those memories. So I neglect the pickleball court. Just, I mean, I have responsibilities to train people, but I just won't do it there.
All right. I love that. Who's next? Does anybody have an idea for another location?
Yeah, I do. Um, near near the Rusty Meg, there is an old medic truck, and I don't go there um, because the doctor that I was assigned to died in that medic truck, and I didn't save him, so I don't go there.
What a shame. What was the doctor's name?
Um, Dr. Stevens.
All right. Dr. Stevens no longer with us. Does Radar have like a memorial to Dr. Stevens anywhere, or does he have any keepsake?
Yeah, yeah, he's got his identification card.
Oh, nice,
Yeah, he's got his identification card.
nice. All right, who has our next location?
So I kind
Um,
of,
oh,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Andy avoids going to the vacuum garbage chutes because he's rather small and he's afraid that he's going to get sucked up into them because they lead directly to a trash compactor. Let's see, where should we put those?
Pretty
Let's,
understandable.
yeah, we'll just put them down here in the corner.
Perfect. So the garbage disposal,
Hmm.
got to stay away from that.
So I was going to say, I imagine we probably have to maintain like a habitation module for in case the humans ever come back. But it's just
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
how do I feel about the fact that it's empty?
Well, are you afraid of it? Is it a place you like to go, a place you don't like to go?
Oh no! Every time I show up there, I'm hopeful to see people, but they're yeah, yeah. I love to go there, and then they're not there, and so it's disappointing. So then I go to the playground. Ever hopeful.
And wait for more people there who don't show up.
That is pretty much my routine.
Damn. All right, Peter, do you have a location in mind?
Yeah, I'm a third.
Oh
So
wait, did
yeah,
everybody go?
yeah, I think we've gone through everybody's
So it's your,
second.
yeah,
So I say okay, it's my
your,
turn to say my
Okay.
third truth. Yeah, my third truth is that there is a marketplace, a robot marketplace where people sell their ancient scrap metal and stuff to trade for different things.
So run by robots.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
cool.
excellent.
All right. Now for our last round.
So, the place that I do not like to go, I'm not terrified of it, but I really don't like it, is I don't want to know how to say it. The administration tunnels that run all through the city, including underneath our compound. They're they're large, they're not sewage, so there's nothing in there. They're relatively clean because they didn't get all the fallout from up above, but they are extremely liminal and they go on and on and on and on for miles and miles and miles. And if you get out there in the middle of them and you don't know which way to turn, you could get it's a maze. So even going from one side of our compound to the other in that tunnel is no, 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 no. But just for me, some people like them. The giant alligator monsters love them. That's at least what I imagine is down there. So I don't know how we'll draw that. Let's say maybe just like,
There's command tunnels.
yeah, utility tunnels. Yeah,
So these are these military or civilian?
they were probably originally for moving goods and things around the city without having to do it above ground, where people didn't like to see them.
Where are their entrances?
Um, I'd say there might be entrances wherever there's a building that crosses them.
Okay.
So there might be a way to drive down into them from our compound at one end. Maybe let's say, like, here's an entrance right there. Entrance. So that's my liminal space that I avoid if I can.
Perfect. I love that. Okay. Who's next?
Okay. Somewhere I am concerned about it is the penthouse apartment at the top of the skyscraper where I guess my owner lived. Not so much concerned about it because of them, but concerned about it because that shit looks like it's going to fall soon. It is not doing well in this post-apocalyptic world. I don't know what happened there, but it looks mighty unstable. And it is very close to our compound.
Sorry, there's an ambulance going by, as always. Who's next?
I got one. So I imagine we have to have a power source somewhere. So I was thinking we might have like a power generation station,
Sure.
and it would be outside of the compound in its own building. And I don't like going there because it has this weird hum and it feels like it's a lot. So I just I just react badly to. I start barking at it. So yeah, I don't go there.
And what sort of power source does this generator use?
Yeah, interesting. I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe
Nuclear.
solar. So I was thinking maybe solar, but if we wanted to make it, if we wanted to up the ante a little bit, we could make it nuclear.
Yeah, solar is fine.
Okay.
All right, and our final location.
Okay, I know. There is somewhere a radio tower. I work on this radio tower and try to keep it operational in case we get contacted by the humans.
Nice. I love that. So you maintain this radio tower.
Yes.
All right. I love it. All right, so that's our world built.
I have one more.
Oh, sorry. No, yeah,
Yeah.
you guys had two more.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
That's okay. Actually, I was going to say where Kent put the penthouse building is great because I'm sure that penthouse is surrounded with some beautiful gardens, and it just happens to be right next to my charging station, which is awesome. So let's put some gardens like around the penthouse here. And that's where Andy spends most of his time pollinating the flowers.
All right, I love that. All right, so we got everybody right. Nice. All right, so without further ado, we're going to begin.
Cool.
All right, so we open on our war-torn city. The war has been going on for 500 years. It broke out between the Federal Republic of the West and the Federal Republic of the East, which unfortunately couldn't resolve their disagreements over mining rights. And And this cascaded into a horrible war, which resulted in several nuclear detonations and counterstrikes. But that was all very long ago, and wildlife has returned mostly to this city, and a stillness has broken out over the city. You haven't seen combat in many years. So you don't know if the war is over, if it's still going on, or whatever, but it hasn't reached you in a while.
Humans might be out there somewhere, but we don't know where they are.
Yeah, yeah. And you guys probably all had interactions with humans back in the day, but you haven't seen them for a while, for quite a while.
Maybe today the humans will come home.
Yeah, maybe. So yeah, we open we open on this compound. It's dotted with flowers and vines and ivy. There's cracked cement that leads out into this sort of bizarre marketplace where there are like canopy nets over different stalls. And all in the background is this giant rusted military mech that looks like it's been dead for quite a while. And we'll start with asking, what are you guys doing? So, Scavenger 6, what are you doing on your daily routine?
Well, I was at the brothel, Mimi's, and hanging with the ladies, listening to music. But I'm on my way back. What time of the day did you say it was?
No, it's
Afternoon?
more, yeah, it's
Morning.
like morning, early
Yeah.
afternoon.
Sorry, babies, I gotta leave. I gotta do some scavenging. And I fly back quickly to the compound, and there are a number of little cubbies in the walls that open up when I get there, and the one in front of me opens up, and the body steps out, and I attach myself to the top of it
Oh, I
and
love that.
stretch my little limbs. Uh, Hi, K9. How are you this morning? The girls say hi.
I am very good today. How are you?
I am well. Shall we go scavenging together, or do you want to stay in the hopes of finding humans?
Oh no, I would like to sniff around.
Let's do grid pattern 6924 today.
That sounds good.
Oh my God. Horrible.
Yeah, it's what I do.
All right. So K999, you're going to follow around Scavenger sniffing out for the humans.
Yeah, in this complex sort of like pattern of circles all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. And K999 obviously has a keen sense for scrap and treasure.
Anything that's changed will probably attract my attention right away. Yeah.
Perfect.
Especially good at finding power sources.
Nice. I love that. What about Radar? What's Radar doing?
Radar's hanging out at the radio tower, and I'm just got my headset on, listening.
Yeah. Nothing's on the radio, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I was doing yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. And I have records, I keep records. So
Never hurts to check. And you're sure that the radio tower is in good working order. It has some parts that are a little bit slapdash and rusted, but it's working.
well, maybe Scavenger and we'll find something boost the signal on this baby.
All right. And are you like tuning into different frequencies on this radio?
Yeah, I'm channel surfing,
Nice.
kind of, adjusting the frequencies as best I can. it's hard to say how good this radio is, um, you know, but I do scan it. Occasionally, I think I hear something, but I don't. And
Yeah, and you pause on one of the channels because you think you do hear something.
oh, well, then I stop and I'm
So yeah, you hear something that sounds like a high pitched whine, and then in the middle of it, there's like almost this staticky whine, and then you can hear something like military barking in the background, and then you only hear that for like 1 second, and then the fuse on the radio just explodes and busts.
did I get the frequency?
Uh, yeah, you got the frequency, and it was 102.7.
102.7. Excellent.
Yes, I can.
Exactly.
102.7. Yeah. So I make note of it and I just kind of put my headset down and uh
Wow, how's Radar feeling after all these years? He's finally gotten something.
yeah. I'm I'm kind of excited actually. And so I'm gonna start uh going around and seeing if I can find a part to replace this on the radio tower.
Yeah, it's sparking very worryingly. Like the fuse completely blew and almost like sprayed out ceramic shards all over your face. It was a disaster. But if you repair it, you might be able to pick up that signal again.
Yeah. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Yeah. And it's a very hopeful day. The sun is out shining. There's like a light, warm wind blowing through the city. And what is Peter doing, or Andy?
Andy's in the garden with the other pollinators, and they're busy little bees. They're at work, transferring pollen from flower to flower, making sure everything is looking healthy and good. And Andy was actually having a little conversation with another pollinator. His name's Bobby, but Bobby told him that he heard through the grapevine that he thought he saw a real ladybug, a real ladybug. And so now everybody is buzzing about the real bugs coming back. And Andy's kind of afraid because if the real bugs come back and start doing their job, then what are they going to do?
They'll be unemployed.
Right.
The damn organics are going to take hardworking robot jobs.
I know. Andy's just terrified. Like, I can't deal with this. This is my job. These real bugs have to stay back where they need to go. You know, we can't have these real bugs doing our jobs.
Yeah, we deserve a load off. I want to take some time to chill at the hive with the other hive mates. I don't know what you call them. Colonists.
They're the pollinators. We're the
Pollinators,
pollinators.
yeah.
We got a union and everything.
Exactly. And yeah, all these flowers are out in bloom because it's spring and they're all nice. And the only problem is that due to the radioactivity, all of their like sort of like orchid landing strips and like evolutionary things where the pollinators can land have made it so they grow upside down. So they're completely useless. They're just like roofs. So it's really hard to pollinate. You have to sort of like hang on to the top and then do your pollination. But because you're unopposed, plants are everywhere.
Well, we'll figure it out. We got things covered.
Yeah. Hey, well, if you don't like them, you could always just go to war with the ladybugs or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. We're not afraid of no ladybugs. They can stay on their own turf. We got our turf here. There's plenty of other plants they can go to.
Hey, Kanan, I don't know what we're going to do. All these plants are growing over all of our scrap metal. It's getting out of hand.
What do they smell like?
I don't have a clue. You're the dog. You're supposed to have the smellers.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Run
They
your smell
smell,
to supper team. Yeah.
yeah, they smell really good. They smell
Yeah,
like perfume
I
and
don't mind. I like them.
Yeah, but we know that you like all kinds of smells, including
Yes,
ones that humans found incredibly horrible.
yes,
Yeah, I guess it's your world.
yes.
Hey,
I'll just
there's
keep going
some
about my business.
there's something over there by the radio tower.
Where? Is it a human boy?
It's that no, it's not a human boy, but it's a big structure of holy crap. I didn't realize the radio tower was made out of poly aluminum. What a useful material to build stuff with. Hmm.
yeah,
Does it smell good?
it smells like nothing
Oh well.
with a slight hint of oil products.
I'm going to need a large, heavy duty blowtorch to cut some of this up.
Yeah, you think scavenger, if the best way to disassemble the radio tower would be to cut off one of the legs and make it topple over, and then it would be easier to, scrap.
Ooh, I can help. I can help.
Yeah, if I can tell you to go fetch me my heavy duty welding torch, but I don't think you're big enough to carry that.
Just
Maybe
like
another
that,
day. We'll figure it
I'm
out
gonna
another
bolt
day.
off and go to try to find that welding torch.
All
It's in
right,
cabinet
perfect.
17. Meanwhile, I'm going to, arms akimbo, start looking around to see if there's anything else.
Yeah, and you see something catches your eye. There appears to be some sort of like patch of metal that your sensors identify that you never noticed before in this section.
I'll detach my head. My head will fly over to do an analysis of whatever it is. What is it, close by or
Yeah,
uh,
it's very close. It's like 10 feet away.
oh, well, then I don't have to detach my head. But I will start to analyze it. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it appears to be made out of steel, and it is a grate. It's crusted in like old algae, and you can see the pattern where like the runoff has carried down minerals and they've deposited in the concrete next to this grate, and it looks like it is the entrance to a tunnel
Hmm.
or a ventilation duct for a tunnel or something like that.
Is there a grate over the ventilation
Yeah,
duct?
there's like a manhole grate.
I will remove the grate as a sample. This is a sample. I will unscrew it or just rip it off and start bringing it back to my pile, which is, oh, I'll see in some one of the corners of the compound, maybe just outside the compound.
Yeah, and as you pull this grate off, you feel like the cold wind of an immense cavernous sequence of tunnels
I'm
blow
not
up from this area.
not going down there,
Yeah.
but I got a piece of metal, so I'm going to take it back and cut it up and analyze the steel,
Yeah.
see what kind it is.
Very nice. All right, what is Peter doing?
So Peter has just run into the marketplace at a pretty fast pace. He enters the marketplace, he turns around, points at a random robot, and says, "Told you I'd beat you." And that robot does not care at all. It did not realize it was in a race. Uh, and so Peter, enters the marketplace, slows down to a walk, and is looking around. Peter, for years and years and years, decades, has been looking for a pickleball or would settle for a tennis ball. He's tired of smashing glasses against the wall because, you can only hit those once. They don't bounce back. It's not a lot of practice. So he wants to find the instrument of his trade, I guess, in either a pickleball or a tennis ball. He would settle for a baseball, you know. But I mean, we're in a city, so a lot of that stuff is, probably hidden in buildings and, not just kind of laying around. So he's going around different, booths. He's talking about deals. He's like, "Hey, have you found a pickleball yet? I've got, just on the lookout."
Yeah, you yearn for the perfect springiness and sponginess and bounciness of that ball that you remember.
Yeah, yeah. I think he had a bouncy ball once, but that was small. And I
Yeah,
mean, he could hit it. He's in expert mode, so it wasn't really a problem. But it just got away from him one day. Probably went like down in the sewer somewhere. So just
perfect.
hitting the different booths, seeing if any of them have come up with one.
And yeah, you see one of the older market hands who is talking to one of the scrappers who is like a tough, like sort of ex-military robot. And these are the types of scrappers that will go out into the more dangerous areas to get scrap and parts that are needed for the compound. And yeah, this old military model, sort of anthropomorphic, is talking to this other robot that sort of looks like a rotund, like sphere with a smaller sphere on top, like almost like the mayor of Halloween Town or something.
Yeah, I want to hit those so bad, but I restrain.
Yeah, that would be a big mistake.
Yeah.
Um, and they look like they're in a pretty intense conversation. But then he sees you and sort of raises one of his robo eyebrows and goes, "Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter.
Hey.
Get over here."
All right. And I quickly shuffle over there.
You know, uh, Rex here, while he was out in the city, found something that I think might interest you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice. And then he goes out into the back of his like sort of market stall underneath the canvas and pulls out like a lunch box, a metal lunch box, and pops it open with his arms and lifts it up like he's lifting up the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. And inside is just a tennis ball.
Oh. Ooh. What do you want for that?
Hmm. What do I want
Anything.
for it?
Yeah. I need that. You want to play
Yeah.
you want to play a game for it? I'll beat you. Absolutely.
No, I was more thinking that we need some more rounds of ammunition because Rex here is running low. He only has 5,000 rounds left, and out in the city, those can get chewed up in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. I what kind of rounds? Shotgun or what?
Uh, and Rex just goes, any rounds, I can use any weapon.
Okay. How many to trade for the tennis ball?
Let's say if you find a can full, an ammo can full.
Okay. I will do that. I will find
Yeah,
one.
and these bullets are like super small. They're almost like BBs because they're accelerated at like all like super quickly and just blow up anything in their path.
So small and round, huh?
Yeah, small and round. Your favorite type of thing.
It is my favorite thing. All right. I will be
And
back by end of day.
he just picks up the ball and just sort of bounces it on the ground and grabs it,
If this
just
robot,
tantalizing you.
if this robot could salivate, it would be doing so. Instead, it's got minimal facial features, so these little green eye, like green LED lights, just really start going fast. Like really pulsing really fast. And his head's just
Perfect.
kind of following this ball up and down, kind of like a dog would. So,
Perfect. I love that. Yeah. So where are you going to look for these rounds of ammo?
So I think probably out. I'm going to start at the Rusty Mech because that's
Yeah,
that's where probably some military things happen. I don't have a lot of understanding of military things. I was, programmed to hit a ball back to somebody. But I do know that's where, things were shot out of things. So that's where I'm going to head to first.
perfect.
And unfortunately, anybody going in the same direction is going to be in a race they did not want to enter, and I'm going to win.
Perfect. Because you always win.
I'll
Born to win.
have to win.
Yeah. And while Peter is going to the mech, K999.
Yeah, I raced downstairs to open up locker 17, which was probably closed. And since I don't have hands, I just start tearing at the door and eventually manage to rip the door off. And then I carefully take out the welding unit and I start bringing it back up to where I last saw the scavenger.
It might be as big
sticks.
as you are. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
this,
but I am
you're
a
dragging
robot
it.
dog, and so I do have. But yeah, I could be dragging it, right? Yeah.
this unit is very hard to move, and
Hmm.
you're not really sure if you can move it by yourself. So you could roll for it, but it would be pretty tough.
Probably wouldn't stop a dog from trying.
Yeah, you're trying.
Yeah, it's a balance between am I more dog or am I more robot? And a robot might be programmed not to break stuff, but a dog might be overeager. I think I'm
Yeah,
probably in this case more dog than robot since there's nobody around to really like correct me. So yeah, I will yank it hard if that's what it takes.
perfect. All right, so yeah, you yank it hard, and you're tearing at this welding unit. Like there's a big handle on it where you can cart it around.
Hmm.
And as you're tearing at it, you rip the handle off and it goes flying out into the bushes somewhere.
Yeah, I'll just pause, conclude that we probably didn't need that anyway, and I'll grab the bigger part, carry that.
Yeah, well, with no handle, it's going to be almost impossible to carry.
Hmm.
Probably
I guess
around
I'll
that
go.
time
Yeah, I
I've
guess I'll
come
go
back
back.
into the compound and with the lid.
Yeah,
Uh, I come down to where Canine is tearing at the torch.
Yeah, I
Canine,
tried to bring it to you. Yes.
I thank you for your assistance, but that's okay. I don't need it right now. I need to analyze this metal.
Oh,
I put it under the
I can help you.
analysis magnifier and plug myself into it. This is 431 stainless steel. That's odd. They don't usually use stainless steel on city grates. They must have been using that tunnel for food or food substances. Perhaps milk. That's a lot of milk.
Humans need food. Maybe we'll find humans there.
Well, I've often thought that if you followed along the tunnels, you might go back to civilization, but I ain't going down there.
There are humans in civilization. We should go there.
We need to stay here. This is the safe place. Now I need to go talk to Andy. This thing is getting way out of hand.
all right. And where do you take your scrap? Do you sell it to the bazaar or do you give it to Radar?
This is a nice piece of metal. This is good hard stainless steel.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I'll
worth a lot.
I think I'll save it in my pile,
Nice.
which
Nice.
is just outside the gate.
Do you need to defend your pile? Are there thieves? I think,
I'm not a battle robot, so
yeah.
I
Okay.
think if somebody stole from me, I would just notice that something was gone, but I wouldn't do anything about it.
Duly noted.
I need to talk to Andy about the plants, and I need to talk to Radar about whether he needs that tower. I didn't quite realize that's the same tower, but we're on the other side of the wall. I spin around. I'm all disoriented.
Yeah, it was looking like scrap before, but now you can't really tell. And about that time, Radar, you show up, you climb down from the tower.
Okay. Yeah. Is a scavenger and K999 around me, or are they somewhere else?
Yeah, yeah, they're
They're
right
around me. Okay. Um, I have a discovery.
What did you discover?
I may have heard human voices on the radio.
Humans?
Yes. But I have a problem. The radio tower is broken and I need to fix it.
What do you need?
Well, I need a fuse. I need some wires. I'm going to need some circuitry if possible. And I think that might do it.
I will
I can help.
access the internal uh, schemata I have in my head for the tower and note all of the spots that he says are missing. I'll keep those on my radar.
Well, great. Because what I heard was what it sounded like some military orders.
I think the war is coming back.
Maybe. But if it is, it'd be nice to know if it's coming this way.
Yes, it would be nice to see humans killing one another once again.
Well, maybe.
The more war, the
Nice
more
to see
scrap.
humans once again.
I certainly would be utilized for my primary function if that were the case.
Excuse me, I have an appointment, and I turn around and I walk out the gate, heading towards the gardens.
What is Scavenger's opinion on war? He's been through a lot of war in his time. He doesn't seem to like the humans.
Well, I'm neither here nor there about the humans. I'm a scrap collecting robot, so if there's scrap, then I'm happy. I don't care how they make the scrap. There was that time that saucer crashed in that field, and I had it completely disassembled in 2 years. Lots of scrap. Wonderful.
Good times.
And then there's the 3 other prostitutes that I've also disassembled that used to work at Mimi's.
Yeah, the pleasure units tend to wear out quicker than other robots. They're not really
They
built.
were in good condition.
Oh, okay.
I just needed the parts.
So you're a serial killer then. Okay.
That's my malfunction. I can't quite
Yeah.
tell the difference.
Maybe the robot police are going to be after you. All right. Yeah. Before we leave, Radar, are you going to do anything else down at the where are you guys? You're down at the workshop area, right?
I thought we were down near the radio tower.
We're down there in the
that's
compound
right.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We're in a compound somewhere. Well, if Scavenger's going to go off, then I'll ask K999 if he wants to help me go in search of some parts.
Oh, yes.
Great. Let's go out to that rusty old mech, actually. That thing might have what I need.
Yeah, I will immediately start running that way.
Perfect. And Radar, as you're going, you almost trip on one of the furrows where K999 has just paced over like tens of years. sadly waiting at the child's playground
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
don't.
whining.
excited to see humans.
I don't say anything because I've also been programmed to with compassion. So I kind of just let it roll and just keep walking. Hobbling. I'm hobbling along.
Yeah, Mom.
Yeah,
You got the bedside manner.
I do.
Um, yeah, and scavenger, as you're walking out of the compound, out of the big gate that surrounds the walls of the compound, and the compound sort of is made of like buildings with gates in between that are fortified, like old roadblocks and stuff. Um, and yeah, you walk out and see all of this sort of like patch of these flowers that have grown up, and they're sort of iridescent purple and pink and black, and they cover this sort of area in like a bush formation, and you can see all these pollinators buzzing around.
I get to the edge of the garden, so to speak, and I stop because part of my programming, I'm not allowed to harm any living thing, so I can't just trample over them. Uh, I stop right on the edge and I look around trying to identify uh, Andy. I've got pretty sharp eyes, so
Yeah, you can identify Andy.
Well, about this time, Andy's starting to have to recharge. Sees Scavenger on his way back to the hive. Yeah, what you want, Six? You out here to complain to me again?
it's getting very difficult. I can't go places where the plants have been planted and pollinated and have been reseeding. I don't know what you expect me to do.
Well, I don't know what you expect me to do. I don't have hands. I can't cut these things down. And besides, it's my job. I'm supposed to make stuff grow. What do you want?
Could you find some other purpose other than doing that?
Well, I don't know, but Bobby back there, he told me he saw a real ladybug. That's got me like discombobulated. I don't know what to think about it, 'cause like if the real bugs come back, then what are we gonna do?
Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. It's always Bobby with you. You don't realize he's just pulling your
Oh,
legs.
I don't know, man. Bobby knows a lot of stuff. He knows a lot. He's seen a lot too. He was here longer than most of us. He was here back when the humans was still fighting.
I don't think he's gone any farther than 100 feet from the compound.
Uh, well, I don't know. You have any ideas? Maybe I can talk to somebody about doing some tending. It's fine. It's within parameters to keep the garden tended. I mean, we're just supposed to make it grow, look nice, you know? But I can't do no tending to the garden. You gotta find somebody that can do some cutting and, make it look nice.
What about, would you like to accompany me on one of my scavenger hunts and see if we can find any of these ladybugs that you talked about?
Oh yeah, that sounds interesting. I'd like to see me one of these ladybugs. But my charge is going down. I gotta get charged back up first.
Does your charge run down if you're alighted on something? You could ride on my ball.
Well, that would make it last longer. Yeah, these wings, they take a lot out of me, you know. I'm getting old. I'm getting old, and these wings go real fast. So, yeah, I can sit on your shoulder, and we can just go along. That should make the battery last longer.
What time do you activate in the morning?
Oh, normally real early. We up at 5 a.m.
Sun up. All right, I will come and meet you at sunup and
Okay.
we'll go out tomorrow. I'm sure Bobby, Bobby, Bobby will be able to do the pollinating in your stead.
All right. I'm up for an adventure. Yeah, maybe I'll see some new flowers, some new plants. I can have something to take back and tell Bobby. Maybe he never seen them before, and I can see something he hasn't.
It's a date.
All right. I'll see you later.
I turn around and look at that radio tower again. I wonder what that's made out of.
Yeah, it's
Well,
looking nice.
I'll head back over towards the radio tower.
All right,
Exactly.
perfect. And about this time, Peter, K99, and Radar all are converging around the old mech. And the old mech is sort of leaning up against a huge skyscraper. It looks like it was punched long ago or shot or something down the street, and you can see the marks where it flew down the street and was hit against this big building. And now there's just a bunch of like flowers and birds nesting on it, and it's a real mess. And around it is the old ambulance and a bunch of cyber tanks as well. Some old skeletons where people died a long time ago, and
Oh,
robots.
fellow robos, I beat you here. How goes it?
Well, it's not difficult to beat me, Peter. I'm kind of crippled, but eh,
I'm not
I'm
programmed to take pity on you. I beat you.
There are humans coming.
yes, there might be some humans coming. I heard a radio message, and I'm looking for some parts to help fix the radio so I can maybe hear more.
Humans coming back.
Yes, we are looking for parts.
I
Yes.
I thought they were all obliterated.
Well, I did too, but I heard it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have competition again.
Yeah. What brings you out here?
Well, I'm looking for rounds. One of the vendors has found a tennis ball, believe it or
Oh,
not. But he's requiring a can. Easy now. Easy. My little LEDs flash red. Easy. He's requiring a can of rounds, which I hold up my one
ooh,
paddle-ended arm. Uh, I see a couple here on the ground scattered,
yeah.
proving to be hard to pick up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe we can help each other out.
Sure, yeah.
You know,
What are you doing?
well, I'm looking for radio parts, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe there's some in this old mech that
Okay.
I could rob out. So I'm happy to help you collect up some stuff.
Okay. I will help you look in the mech,
Cool.
however I can.
Yeah, you look around at the base of this mech, and you see there are several like platforms where long ago people could sort of step on them to enter the mech, but because the mech is sort of in a sitting position, some of them are like kind of reachable for you guys. If you like sort of go in the building, go up like one floor, and you can sort of hop out onto the scaffolding. Um, the doors are pretty thoroughly rusted shut. So how are you guys planning on getting them open?
Peter's
Hmm.
looking at the doors and these are pretty solid here. Kind of wedges in this paddle, works a little bit. And it's like, it's not really moving.
Yeah, you're getting nowhere,
Yeah,
especially with the paddle.
yeah.
Well, I mean, these things were designed to take a direct hit and keep going. So I'm not surprised. Would I? They would have to have like an emergency ejection system, wouldn't they? I would think.
Yeah, sure.
Would I be able to find like an access panel to see if I could trigger that to throw it open?
I love that. Can you do a roll for me? So
Sure.
how rolls work is you take the number of malfunctions you have, which I think is only one, right?
Yeah.
And then add two on that and roll. So that would be three.
Okay.
And then roll 3d10.
3D10. Okay. And as my target zero?
No,
You just
if
need a
you
10.
I
if
just
you
need it.
get no, if you get any zeros, you fail. If
Oh,
you
I
don't get
fail.
If you don't get zeros, you're good. You pass.
Okay. Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm going to start barking at the door.
5,
All right.
8.
You can hear as
Three.
you're barking. You're good.
Yep, I passed.
All right, awesome. K999, as you're barking, you just hear like this, like the sort of sound like when you shout in a bathroom or something, and it just echoes off the metal. It's kind of unpleasant, or maybe pleasant to some people. But yeah, radar, you know that there's like exploding bolts that you could trigger on the sort of like back area where there's an ejection port in case the mech catches on fire or something.
Okay. I'll tell Peter and K999 to move out of the way, and I'll try to actuate these to see if it'll work.
Yeah, you lift up this heavy lever and sort of push it over, and as you do, it just almost hits you when it explodes outward and bursts into the side of the concrete of the skyscraper.
I'm definitely swinging at any random bolts that fly into my view, just trying to hit them.
Yeah, you hit a bolt.
Yeah.
Actually, you hit a bolt and it goes straight through your paddle. So you can add that as a malfunction,
Okay.
is that you have a hole in your
I
paddle.
have a holy paddle.
Yeah.
I might be able to fix that.
I'm just kind of looking at it. I was like moving it faster. Hear a little bit of wind going through it.
Yeah.
Is it pickleball size? Probably not. Probably a little smaller.
No,
Yeah.
it's smaller.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, radar, you may be able to repair it at a later time, or maybe now if you have the tools.
I think I'll wait till I get back, and then I can properly assess it and that sort of thing.
It doesn't seem like a critical emergency.
Yeah, it's just a hole in his paddle. There's no critical systems there. So, but yeah, I'm looking around inside this mech to see what I can find. I'm looking for rounds for Peter and some
Okay.
radio parts.
Kind of poke my head in there too, in case anything, need my assistance of any kind.
Yeah, you three enter into this mech, or are you guys all entering? Yeah, so you three enter into this mech, and you can see it has like almost like a spiral staircase, like a lighthouse kind of thing. And light is filtering through the places where the hull has completely rusted and just is exposed to the outside. But it's still pretty dark in here. And as you guys go in, you can sort of hear like hollowness, like being a grain silo. And there's no rounds or anything useful on the first floor. And with that, we'll go back to Andy as you're recharging. And sorry, what was your friend's name? I forgot to write it down. Georgie?
Bobby.
Bobby. Okay, let me write that down. Bobby. Yeah, Bobby comes back and he's charging next to you, and he's like, "Oh, I saw you were talking to that scrap head over there."
Yeah, don't worry about him. I take care of him. He just a bully, that's all. Nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about. In fact, we're going out tomorrow. We're gonna go on a little excursion. We might see some ladybugs. You talking about ladybugs to me, and now I want to see one too. And he said maybe we'll see one. So yeah.
Yeah, he's filed several complaints with the union, and we've duly put them in the circular file.
Oh yeah, you do that. He likes to complain. I think that might be his main function,
Yep. He likes to scrap, and he likes to scrap, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but with that ladybug, there's more rumors going around. I was talking to someone in another colony who came over, got in our territory, and he was saying that there might even be like some sort of swarm that's been creeping up from the other side of the city of insects.
Warm, huh? Like
Yeah, it's like not just
John.
one, but a lot.
Oh, that's disconcerting to me, you know? More than us? You think we could take them?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or flesh is weak,
Oh, that's true. That's true.
but we might want to start coming up with a strategy, maybe some sort of neuralizer or poison gas.
Ooh, I
Nothing
like
that'll
the
hurt the
poison.
plants, of
Oh,
course.
yeah, that's true. But I like the poison idea. But first, I gotta get this battery thing checked out, you know? Bobby, I don't know. I can't even get through the whole day and I start to power down. I gotta get this checked out.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. When you reach 500 years old, your battery starts decaying. It's the
Oh, yeah.
lithium.
I can't imagine what you've seen. You've seen everything.
Oh, definitely.
And then Six didn't believe nothing you said. I told him, you're older than all of us almost, you've seen everything.
Exactly, exactly. And yeah, scavenger, you've left the hive. And where were you going again?
Well, I was looking at the radio tower, but
Yeah.
I've left the radio tower and I have walked into the compound. I walk over to the market
Mhm.
and start going back and forth. And the character that Peter was talking to earlier, I
Yeah.
forget what his name is.
Rex was the military
Rex.
robot.
Rex is the military robot. Um, it suddenly dawns on me that military robots can send and receive orders to their things. So he must have a TIC 5930 unit in his head. So I will scavenge that. Um, Wherever he's working, I will simply walk up behind him and begin disassembling the back of his head.
All right. I would say he will like as he will immediately notice, and
Stand still.
it will register on his damaged circuits, and he turns around and shoots you with his phase plasma rifle right through your tread.
You gonna shoot my foot?
Well, otherwise, he'll shoot you in the head, and I don't think that's great.
My head
So
might be shielded. So what do we
you just get a malfunction. So what malfunction do you think you get from this
hmm.
shot?
Oh, let's make it dangerous. My homing beacon no longer works. If I travel too far from the compound, I might not be able to find it again.
Yeah, you start looking at your grid, and it's like all getting mixed up, and the grids are kind of like overlapping each other. It's just a big mess. And he goes, "What the hell are you doing, sailor?"
I require a part. The radio tower. There might be humans coming. We need your TIC 15930 transmission unit.
Well, if you need my TIC, I would suggest you don't disassemble me, kid, because it's not going to end up well for you, as you figured out.
Now that you know, will you comply?
Hell no. And he raises his weapon at you again. And if you want to try to do it again,
No, I'll back away. No need for violence. I'll just go over here and I'll sort of wander over into the middle of the compound and just stop working for a little bit to recharge.
yeah. And if you're as you're leaving, the shopkeeper that he's talking to just mutters to Rex, and you hear it. Well, if he wants a TIC 35, there's plenty of those in the tunnels. They had a phone station about every 50 meters.
I hear that,
Yeah.
but it it registers. But at the moment, I need to sort of
You need to repair yourself because
recover, at least.
you're
Yeah.
leaking oil heavily. Yeah. All right. And let's go back into the mech. As you guys have entered, you've looked through the first floor. It appears that the first floor was kind of like the bottom room. It was not really used for much. There's parts here, but nothing useful.
I will sniff around. Is there anybody else around?
You don't smell any organic life, but you definitely smell some very interesting smells in here.
Oh, okay. This
Yeah,
place
well,
is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I will do a little squat and jump towards going to the second level.
All right. You make it about 1 foot off the ground and cannot get out.
Yeah. Like, imagine that going better. So I will. Is there like a ladder to go up there?
There's a spiral staircase going around
Oh.
the interior of this thing.
Okay. Yeah. Easier than I thought. I will just start walking up there.
All right. And as you guys ascend to the second floor, you can see there is like sort of a schematic of the mech on the inside that shows all the battle stations. And it shows that the ammunition is stored sort of like higher up, and the radio control center is at the highest level in the head of the mech.
Okay.
And inside you see several corpses of humans that have been desiccated completely for quite a while. They've grown different plant life on them, and it's died and it's grown again.
That's
For
the
many
source of the
years.
interesting smells.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of interesting smells in here, but that's definitely one of them. And these bones are looking very doggable to you, K999.
Interesting. They're human bones, though, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would know better.
I'm gonna cautiously creep up to the top of the mech.
Yeah. You sort of notice the stairs creaking and groaning under your weight. They're incredibly rusted. You can see the spots on the interior of the mech where the rainwater has run down this entire thing and has been boring holes everywhere and just messing the whole thing up. And as you go towards the top, you find that there's a little ladder that goes into the head, and there's a hatch. And you go up there, pop the hatch, and you can see that the head appears to be more shielded than the rest of the thing. It's in much better condition. It's not rusted in this interior room. And there's control panels and screens all over the front of this thing, as well as like a chair where the humans could interface with this thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a search over, and I'll look for some transmitter parts, different kinds of communication, and see if I can collect up several. I not just one of everything, but like several of everything, so I have backups in case something breaks.
And what's Radar's experience with these types of mechs during the war? Because he knows of them, obviously.
Yeah, this is a little bit outside my wheelhouse. I'm more of a working with humans and smaller things. Um, Mechs probably were for more specialized, specific specialized things. So I'm a little bit out of my element when I'm looking through this kind of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, and as you're looking through these panels, you just get a temporary flash over your visual circuitry of Dr. Stevens as he lay with his brain completely out in the middle of the ambulance. And it just flashes for like one frame.
Yeah, I sat down in one of the chairs and just kind of sat there.
You know. And as you sit down, you can feel something on your neck.
I kind of reach back and like, what is it?
Yeah, you reach back and sort of sit up, and you feel like almost like a seatbelt holding you back. A wire has plugged into a port on the back of your neck.
Oh,
A few wires have.
that's no good.
Yeah. And one of the screens turns on in front of you.
Oh shit! I turned my good eye to the screen.
Yeah, it's very like glitchy, and it just has like, I don't know, windows on
Yeah.
it. It's booting. It looks like it's booting up, but it's taking quite a while.
Okay. I'm really scared, but I'm gonna kind of hang out right now because nothing's happening other than some screens, so I'm okay.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Peter, are you going to the ammunition room? And what is K999 doing as well?
I don't have hands, so I can't climb the ladder. So I think I'm just waiting to see what happens. Yeah.
All right. And as you're sniffing around, you smell sort of an interesting smell. Like it sort of smells like almost like plasticky, but more flammable, I guess you would say.
Hmm. Can I find the source of it?
Yeah, you find the sources in one of the dead bodies, um, military fatigues, and it appears to be a photo
Yeah.
of a
Yeah.
child.
This thing smells funny. Oh, it's a human child. It looks like
Yeah,
a human child.
yeah. And what does K999 think about this?
I don't know what to think about this. I will search around for more, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you search around and you don't find anything else in this area, but maybe somewhere else in the mech.
Yeah, I will search around. I mean, I'm not doing anything else, and that is what I do. So I will absolutely search the thing top to bottom.
Yeah. Okay, and Peter, you're going to the ammunition
Yeah, I think
station, I
Peter
guess.
is made his way over to the ammunition and, kind of wedging the paddle, which is now a little more fragile than it was, and trying to just pop compartments open that he sees, hoping to find some ammunition.
Yeah, you pop one of the compartments open and see it has bigger ammunition that looks like it's for like a heavy weapon. But then on the wall, there's sort of like a personal ammunition for like a self defense thing. And yeah, you find some ammo in there.
Yeah, I will slide, be like, I think this is it. And I'll slide my paddle under it and kind of hold it out. It's the only way I have to hold something, so I got to balance it, pretty much the whole way back.
It's very difficult, especially with the hole in your paddle.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're dexterous with your paddle as well because you
Yeah,
are a
I'm
pickleball
made to
robot.
move. I'm made to move quickly, respond to the pickleball action that's usually pretty quick. So I can
Yeah.
like correct myself pretty quickly.
And it looks like K999 is starting to succumb to the effects of the robot condition.
I can reconnect real quick. That will make it go away. Maybe I should do that.
All right, do we want to reconnect, take a little break?
Maybe take a bio break while we're at it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
10 minutes later.
So yeah, we'll pick back up. And where were we? Sorry,
I was just exploring the rest of the mech
Yes.
while Aradar was up in the head, and I don't know if anything came of that, but
Yeah, and both of you would notice that some lights are coming on. Like it appears that something is definitely activating up there.
okay.
And
Seems to be powering up.
Is it making noise? Do we hear anything in the compound?
yeah, sure.
So I come out of my reverie, if you will, and I'm thinking that
After
sounds
being
like
shot.
that sounds like machinery.
does.
I'll go back over to the same guy and say, "Do you hear that? Is the military returning?"
Yeah, he looks very nervous, and he's sort of like, "Shh," and he appears to be listening to his scanner. Yeah, he goes, I think something's going on. I'm picking up weird signals.
Perhaps it's the ladybug invasion. I'll go.
He just looks at you like, what the fuck?
Apparently, there is a large number of ladybugs that are forming an army and are coming to invade. I heard this from. I think I heard it from Bobby. Never mind.
Ladybug is not a designation I register. You're not OP4, are you? And then he looks for Russian on the side, but he finds it's in English, and he's like, okay,
No Russian.
yeah, or whatever language the other side uses. And Andy, what are you doing? You've just found out about this ladybug invasion as well. So, sorry, Scavenger, are you going to head over to the mech?
I think I will head out of the compound in search of where the noise is coming from. So yeah, I'm heading ultimately towards the mech.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, Andy, you have just heard about this cataclysm that's threatening your very way of life.
Yeah, he's in stasis, but he heard a kerfuffle and he started to shuffle his little behind a little bit, like, what is that? Shuffle his wings, and he's not fully charged yet, but he decides that he's like, hey, Bobby, what is that? What's going on out there?
Is it the ladybugs?
I don't know. It sounds deafening, though. Should we go check it out?
Goddamn polka dotted terrors. Sure, let's check it out.
Let's go. Let's go see what's going on.
Yeah, and he buzzes out of the hive. And you guys head towards the sound as well. And all of you guys congregate around the mech and see that some lights appear to be turning on and emanating from it. Something's happening in there.
Well, this
Seems to
ain't
be
no
activating.
ladybug.
Perhaps the ladybugs are turning it on.
Scavenger, you're thinking to yourself, how have I not scrapped this thing yet?
Yeah. How have I not even noticed it?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some sort of defense aura that's put out by it to keep me from scrapping it. In fact, I try scanning it with my scanners, and I scan nothing. I scan that it's an object, but somehow I can't read the materials or the schemata of the whole thing. Must be military.
Yeah, definitely. There
Yeah, he
do.
buzzes over and he sees Six. Yo, Six, what happened to you? Your nether pots are all like dangly. What happened?
Oh, I tried to remove the TIC 15930 from uh, that military unit, and he stopped me.
Oh yeah, he sure did, didn't he? Which guy is this? I'm gonna stay away from him.
Getting what his name was.
Rex.
Rex.
Oh yeah, that big guy in the marketplace. Oh yeah, I heard he's bad news. You don't mess with him.
He has a transmitter and receiver. I was hoping to help Radar fix his transmission tower.
Oh,
Oh,
radar, yeah. He fixes stuff. He can fix us. Bobby, let's talk to radar.
were you all talking about Rex? As I step out of the mech. On
What the hell? The
Yeah,
biggins
we're
are
all
out in
shocked.
force today.
How did you get in there?
Well, I'm not entirely sure what Radar did, but he ejected something uh, as I'm holding this can of ammo. But you are talking about Rex? He kind of motion at your tread. Did he do that to you?
Yes, he reacted to my need for parts.
Huh. Well, he asked me to get these rounds. He's going to give me a tennis ball for them.
Why does he need military rounds?
Or did I hear that?
Sure.
You might know about the ladybugs.
And I know about the rounds already. So now I made the connection. So I'm going to start roaming around the ground, and I'm going to make a detailed map of every little round I find in it. If it's like 10,000, 15, that's fine.
What
Yeah,
sort of
you
parts? Go ahead.
you start counting them like a vampire
Yeah.
counting
Here,
rice.
here.
What sort of tech is inside that thing? Are there any radio parts?
Oh, I don't know. Radar went up and into the top of it, and then I mean, I was looking for rounds, and then it started powering up. Lights started coming on. It started making this loud noise.
How
So I'm not
how
sure what's happening.
how did he get up there?
Well, to go in, over there, and then you're going to go up a spiral staircase, and then there's a ladder that goes up to where radar is
Go in where?
over there.
I all I see is solid metal.
Interesting.
Yeah, scavenger looks a little bit messed up.
Also, I can't see the entrance because I'm not allowed to go in there.
Yeah. And so Peter walks over uh to the entrance and like puts his hand with the can of ammo down. He's like, right here, this hole.
I walk over, but I probably can't see it. I don't register anything being there.
You don't see this entrance hole right here?
Where is radar? You said he's in the top?
He is up that way.
Okay. I'm going to disattach from my body and fly up on the outside to the front of the view screen, maybe that's on the on the front of it and see if I can see anything inside. Probably I can see nothing but black because I'm not allowed to.
Andy says to Bobby when he attaches himself, he's like, "Oh, it always freaks me out when he does that."
Ugh, it's not natural.
Because the body just goes limp. So I'm now flying around outside the windows or the upper window of the thing. And I can't see anything, but he can probably see me if he's looking.
Sure, yeah, radar. You can see that Scavenger 6 appears to be right in front of your view screen, or his disembodied head.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I see him and I kind of wave.
And as you wave, you guys on the outside, I'm gonna roll 1d6. So it's Andy, K999, and Peter. All right, so K999, as radar waves in the cockpit, the arm on the mech swings and hits you. It doesn't wave, but it definitely moves like drastically, but it kind of judders to a halt, but it does hit you and knock you off the scaffolding. And you're going to take a malfunction. So describe your malfunction that you take.
It was actually one of my legs will get smashed. I now have 3 legs.
A tripod.
Yeah, so I'm sort of jittery and I kind of walk funny now.
Classic dog move.
The fact that the thing moved actually scares me to badly, and so I'm going to actually then pull the plug in the back and disconnect myself from the mech.
Yeah, and the last thing that you feel as you disconnect from the mech is that this mech is sick or damaged in some way, and you feel a desire to heal it. Or maybe you don't. But you definitely sense it, definitely like twinges on your empathy a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. Right. Yeah, I'll once I'm disconnected, I will go back down and out.
Our radar is down there. I'll fly down to where radar is. You were inside.
Yes.
What happened in there? The thing powered up and
Well,
smacked the little dog friend.
yeah, I sat down in the chair and something plugged into me. And I guess that initiated startup. It was not my intention to do that. Mechs are not really my specialty. I don't really understand them. So I'm very sorry, K999. I did not realize I would swing my arm around. I will do my best to fix you.
You said you could trade rounds for a ball. I have located 3,017 rounds and marked them on this map. Would you like me to transmit it to you?
Yes. Or no, send it to him.
I mean, I figure the more rounds, the better. Maybe I have an idea. Maybe you collect those rounds. We'll get the tennis ball. I will hit the tennis ball to you. You bring the tennis ball back, and I will hit the tennis ball back to you. And then you bring the tennis ball back.
Okay. Oh, okay. But I do not have hands.
Do you have any kind of place to store these rounds? Because I can just hold this can. It's
No.
all like,
Does he not have a mouth?
Is my mouth? Could I pick up these little individual balls in my mouth? Is that possible?
I don't know if
I
you
guess
if you want
I
to.
guess I'll try. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
go ahead.
time you open your mouth, just a few of them spill out, though.
Yeah, but I'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radar, are there any components in the mech that we could repurpose for your radio tower?
Yes, I believe there is. At the top of the tower, top of the mech, there was a good number of radio components that were in good condition. Um, as I mentioned, mechs are not my specialty, so I wasn't sure how to go about removing the parts.
Um, Rex, the military robot, seems to be receiving a transmission. Plus, he's asking for military rounds. I think he thinks there is somebody coming.
Well, that goes along with what I might have heard.
We need a TIC 15930 transmission unit. I
Okay.
cannot enter the mech.
Okay. Can you? Is there any way that you can describe it to me that I could remove it?
Um, what does radar look like? Does he
Um,
have a way that I can plug into him and transmit information?
don't see why not. Sure.
Okay, so uh, a thing snakes out of my head and plugs into your head, and I transmit. Oh, I don't have the schemata for that. I'll transmit the schemata for the radio tower and blink, 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 highlight the piece that I suspect is missing.
Okay.
It looks like that.
Okay. With my newfound information, I will go back upstairs and see if I can find it.
I don't know how I missed that thing. It's damn huge.
Yeah, and every time you look away from it, you seem to like just completely lose it.
Yeah, like Westworld.
Yeah. So yeah, radar, if you want to take the component out, you can get
Okay.
it.
Yeah. I'll take two or three if I can find them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I take them, come back. I'm like, I got my parts.
I think while they're doing that, Andy might interject because he heard Peter and K99 having their conversation about the tennis ball, and they're looking for recruits against the ladybugs. Hey, racket guy, you need this ball, huh? You need this ball, and you need to pick up these little round balls off the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of tiny friends that can help. If you and your dog friend there, swear your allegiance to the against the ladybugs, with us pollinators, I could have Bobby get some of our little friends to go around pick up these balls for you.
Yeah. So you're wanting us to join your cause to defeat the ladybugs?
Oh yeah, keep them out of the our turf. If they come here, we don't want them here. We got our jobs, we got our stuff that we do here. They can have the rest. We just need our turf, secure for us.
So are you wanting to kill ladybugs to scare them
Well,
away?
I'm not a killer. I'm not a killer, but you got to do what you got to do to protect your turf.
I will kill the most ladybugs ever.
Oh yeah, that sounds serious, but yeah, I like how you think. Um, but
More
yeah,
than
I'll go
me,
ahead and
since I
I'll,
can't kill anything.
I mean, this is ripe. I mean, it's got a hole in it, but it's ripe for smacking things around.
I know I don't even want to get too close to you, you're threatening me. But
Oh,
yeah, if you wanna team up with us, we can help you out with your ball.
you help me and K999 here collect rounds, and you will have a lot less ladybugs to worry about.
Oh, I like the sound of that. What do you think, Bobby?
Oh, sorry. He's like, yeah, I can work something out.
Yeah, yeah, get the guys on it. These little round balls. Maybe who's got the map? The doggo got the map. Just have him send it to Bobby. Bobby will get the guys on it.
We
Yeah,
could
and
bring the hive with us
We
it
could.
unscrews
You want us to swear allegiance?
to an
Well,
invasion of enemy ladybugs.
Oh, yes, I will swear allegiance. What is allegiance?
well, just
You'll be
meaning that you're
loyal.
gonna be loyal. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I am very loyal.
Yeah, we're on board.
It's
Awesome.
settled then. I will go
Sweet
retrieve the
boys.
hive.
That sounds amazing. Now you be careful, Six. You know, with your big old clonking hands there. You be careful with my hive. You hear that?
I just walk away.
If I'm going to be swatting ladybugs, I'm probably going to need to fix this hole, which I know I have a replacement. I mean, I have a few hundred replacements, but they are, looks up at the penthouse tower way up there.
yeah, the tower just creaks and it groans menacingly.
That place, that place worries me. So I don't know if somebody has a way of fixing this hole. It, I'd rather not go up there, but if I have to go up there to show my allegiance and swat just the most ladybugs, I will.
Um,
Then
uh,
you are loyal too.
I am I am loyal. We are going to get our tennis ball.
I'm
We are loyal.
gonna ask Scavenger, like, can you identify the material that his paddle is made out of?
Oh, I had already started to walk away.
Oh,
And in fact, I rolled to see if my malfunction was affecting me, and I rolled a 0, so a 10. So I am not walking towards the entrance to the compound.
Yeah, you're lost.
I'm walking slowly away. It's over there.
All right, yeah, and Peter, as you're looking up at the penthouse with your robo sensors, you swear you just see like a flash of red somewhere in that building. Or maybe two or three.
Interesting.
This seems like subversive bug activity.
I think maybe the bugs have already, I think maybe they're starting or congregating up there.
Insects are
Maybe,
not harmful to robot dogs.
maybe they're planning to disrupt the building.
Oh no, no, we can't have that. We can't have no ladybugs disrupting anything.
I mean, that would destroy everything.
Oh yeah. And you wouldn't have any time for you to play with your tennis ball.
No, I'd probably be buried in rubble.
No.
What do we need this communication transmission thing for? Like Radar was saying something about that, but I feel like this building toppling down is more imminent.
yeah, it could fall on your hive or the radio tower.
Mm.
Radio towers for humans to communicate with other humans.
Yeah, this is no good. This is no good. We gotta fix this. We gotta figure out something.
Yeah. I am not a structural engineer. Um,
Where did Six go? He went off to get the hive, but I know he does some scrapping, and I don't know what he does with all the scraps. Maybe he knows how to fix the building.
or maybe he could make it fall a different direction.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we need. Kill all them ladybugs inside.
Yeah.
I
If
will
it,
go get him.
if it
I'll
fell the
run
other
off to
way,
go get him.
it would definitely kill all the ladybugs.
Oh,
Probably
I
not more
like
than
this.
I would. Probably not more than I would kill,
I
but
like
a
this
lot.
idea better. Then we don't have to do as much work, and you don't have to worry about killing nothing. I don't have to feel bad about killing no ladybugs because it kind of just happened on its own.
Exactly. It's a victimless, or well, it's a victim full crime, but it's not really a crime.
The natural order of things. It just fell down.
Yeah. It's gravity.
Yeah.
All right, let's go see if we can find Six.
Oh, so are you guys all going after six?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
definitely
so.
going.
I'm gonna store the can of ammunition. Just
Okay.
kind of, I'm gonna just put it inside the mech, just in the corner. That way I know where
Okay.
it is. Probably need this
Perfect.
hand for swatting.
Yeah, so scavenger or six, you start wandering down one of the streets and your
Ramsey
processors,
Boulevard. Yeah.
yeah, and your processors are a little bit confused. Your internal GPS seems to be guiding you, but you don't know where you're going.
Right. I mean, I've been down this street before, but I kind of forgotten why I'm going in this direction.
Yeah.
I might as well collect scrap as I'm going, but I've done this street already 10 times. I don't think there's anything down here. What time is it?
It's getting towards evening.
Yeah. I don't like being out here in the dark.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe I'll turn onto Lewis Avenue. Uh, Maybe that'll lead me back home.
Yeah, and as you turn onto a completely different street than Lewis Avenue, um, you suddenly get your processors overlaying some different maps that appear to be showing you places that you never have seen before.
Hmm.
They look like tunnels or some stuff is above ground.
Hmm. It
And
says Ubway on the digital map. Part of it's
yeah,
damaged.
and you look between two buildings that you swear that there was never anything between them,
Mhm.
but now there's an alley between them.
Okay. I'll start heading towards the alley.
Yeah. And at the end of the alley, there's sort of a cellar door style thing. Both doors are made of uh, metal.
Hmm. I will um I'll ride up to them. Is there a keypad that
Yeah.
opens them? I will hook into the keypad and open them.
Okay. Why don't you roll to open this?
Okay. You want me to roll? Uh,
Yeah.
it's 3d10 plus my
It's 2d10 plus your
my
malfunctions.
malfunction, so 4d10.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I mean I didn't roll a 10, so
Yeah. Okay. So as you hack into this keyboard, yeah, these doors just open and they appear to descend downward.
the dark
No, it's lit.
lights come on.
Yeah, it's lit.
Hmm. That seems perfectly safe. Maybe this will lead back to the compound, and
Yeah.
my little treads will roll down the stairs uh, and I will enter into the underground as the doors probably
Yeah,
close
yeah.
behind.
And the rest of you are maybe K999 with his three legs has scavenger's scent, and you guys are heading down the back streets, and now that it's twilight, sort of the setting sun is shining through the vines that are coating these buildings. Some of the streets have even had huge nets of vines growing between them. And yeah, K999, you eventually also go back to this alley. And you sense that Scavenger has gone down the stairs.
Yeah, I will wait at the top of the stairs for my companions to catch up.
Yeah, and you guys catch up.
I think he went down here. The smell leads down here.
What even is this place? This looks nefarious to me. And Andy and Bobby are sitting on Radar's shoulders so they don't use up too much battery power.
Yep.
So are you guys gonna follow down?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, and as
we
you
need
go
six.
as you go down into this network, you can see that there's almost like identical hallways all interlocking with each other. They all have complex maps and military code on them. And it's pretty easy to get lost, but K999, since you're following the scent, you can sort of know where you're going. And a lot of these rooms have military equipment in them. Some of them are living quarters, some of them are more scientific. And yeah, Scavenger, you are also wandering down these halls and you're starting to get completely lost. You have no idea where you are.
Okay. Um, I'm probably moving fairly slowly. Um, there's a lot of really interesting little things that I could scrap it down here. Though at the moment they don't look like things I was looking for. But I'll have to remember this is down here. I'm really surprised everything is lit up down here. There must be a power source. You don't encounter that very often.
Yeah, as you go, you see that the lights sort of start becoming more broken, and the lighting now is like kind of shitty, but it's still lit.
Yeah, flickering lights, I don't like those. That's scary. Um,
Yeah,
I'm probably also leaving tread marks in the dust on the
yeah,
floor.
yeah.
So it's easy to figure out where I am.
Mhm.
I'll stop. I'll stop for a while and just rotate. Maybe I'm at a T junction or a cross junction and I'm turning around and around trying to figure out which way I came from, not thinking about the dust on the floor, but it all looks the same.
Hmm. Yeah. And are you starting to get a little bit freaked out? I mean,
I am. Yeah.
yeah,
I might be overheating my
yeah.
brain
Roll a
circuits.
get a malfunction. What malfunction are you getting as you sort of start to panic in this underground location, and you realize you are lost? You have no idea how to get out, and you're trapped down here.
I think my malfunction might be akin to making noise where I normally wouldn't make any kind of noise, but it sort of is a gears against gears inside my servos, and it produces a high screechy sort of noise, gets louder and louder. Basically, I'm screaming, but I'm screaming the way a robot would scream. Like this, and
Horrible.
I'm starting to spin around because I'm Barlam's ass. I can't figure out which which direction to go.
Yeah, and K999 and the gang all hear this horrible screeching noise and this echoing through these liminal hallways.
Yeah, I'm sure I'd go right towards it and then stop about 10 feet away and just go bark, 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 bark.
I
Yeah.
stop if I see K9.
Yeah, you guys all see each other, and
Hello, K9.
I was looking for you.
I'm lost.
Yeah, you
Why are
did
you-
great, doggo. You did wonderful. What's going on, Six? What are you doing here?
I don't know. I was going to get your hive.
Yeah, that was the plan, but we have a new plan now. That penthouse building looks like it's gonna fall down, not only on our hive, but on the radio tower and the garden. Do you know anything about fixing the building to make it fall a different way?
I'm accessing the schematics now. Yes, but I don't have the equipment. That requires operating heavy machinery, a skill that I don't have in this game.
Oh, radar. You can
What?
use that mech thing. You made it move.
Well, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I can certainly try.
It is definitely heavy machinery.
Oh yeah, it's real big.
Yeah.
Can we get out of here?
Yeah, I don't like it too much either.
Are we in the tunnels?
The tunnels. The tunnels are dark.
What are the tunnels?
There's a series of tunnels underground. They were put there mostly by the military. Barracks, machines, forming operations, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I never knew. I don't want to be in tunnels. Let's get out of here.
Are we
yeah.
lost in the tunnels?
And as Scavenger says the tunnels are dark, it sort of echoes extra, and the remaining lights start to go out.
Are there humans in the tunnels?
There were.
Maybe we can find humans.
I don't know. You smell anything? I can't see anything.
Do I smell anything?
Yeah, you smell
Scavenger.
some stuff. Yeah, you can even smell like a direction where there might be like clean air or an exit.
We should go that way. It smells better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the doggo. Let's go with him.
And how are the rest of us feeling? How's Peter feeling in the dark tunnels?
I don't think Peter's too affected by the dark. I think when everybody's talking about it being dark, he's just softly muttering. I mean, I can see better than you all. You know, I know where we are. I remember how we got here. Just trying to find ways to win every scenario that they're coming up with.
That's how we'll get out. We'll just bet Peter he can't get us out.
Yeah. Bet I can't. Bet y'all will get out before me. And y'all want to race to the exit? We can race to the exit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will take off at a run
Oh,
into the
Peter's-
darkness.
Peter is just running as fast as possible.
Yeah, Peter can go pretty fast because he has to get to the other side of the court back and forth.
Yeah, and because he wants to win, he kind of remembers their exact path through here, or at least he feels like he does.
I have only 3 legs, too, so.
So he is booking it with his one arm.
Do you guys want to do an opposed roll here?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, I already know that all I'm going to do is move about 3 feet and then start spinning because I can't see which way they went.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
spinning and screaming horribly.
So
Yeah.
what do we roll to do an opposed roll?
You don't roll. You decide, you bet an amount of malfunctions you're willing to take to win, and whoever bets the higher number, but you reveal them at the same time. So keep it in your mind, and then on 3 we'll reveal it. Okay.
Okay.
What are we doing this for?
To race out of the compound and see if you guys can find who can find an exit.
I've got Andy with me, so Andy, you're
I'm gripping
You're
on
all
your
gonna leave me
shoulders,
behind.
Radar. I'm holding on tight.
And if any of you are working together, you can add your malfunctions that you're willing to take together and like as a collective. So if Andy, you're on Radar's team, you can add your malfunctions. Okay. So are you guys ready?
yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. 4. Holy shit.
Peter has to win. No matter what, Peter has to win.
No.
Oh my God.
Now it's 4 against 4, so they have to keep going. They have to do it again. We're out.
I think technically in the tie, the GM decides, but I'll let you guys keep going.
So have we already suffered the 4 malfunctions?
Yeah, you guys both.
Oh,
you haven't suffered it yet, but you
Okay,
guys will
okay.
both. You guys will both suffer those malfunctions.
Yeah.
And remember, when you get to 5, you have to roll to not die.
Hey, I will die trying to win. So
Okay. All right.
So are we bidding again, or is it like a roll off?
I would say bid it. Yeah, let's bid one more.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm
one.
committed to this Radar.
Be careful.
I know.
You guys are both at 5 malfunctions, so you'll have to roll to stay on power. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Committed to the win.
oh.
I think that puts me up to like 6 total malfunctions.
Yeah, that. So no, you add both of those.
So I add.
Or I'll be nice. I'll say that
You don't have to be
get
nice
6.
for my part.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you get 8.
All right.
You get 8 additional, and the other ones of you still take those malfunctions that you bet.
So I have to roll. I've seen
Okay.
this in practice once. I have to roll all my malfunctions. So like
Yeah.
10 dice, 10 d10s.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys all have to roll the amount of your malfunctions, and if you get a 0, you shut down. No, if you're over 5. Only if you're over 5.
Oh, okay. No, I'm
Yeah.
at 4.
I
Yeah.
have 10 d10s.
I passed that somehow.
Okay, Radar is alive.
I'm not in good shape, but I'm moving.
I just don't want any zeros, right?
Yeah, you don't want any zeros.
All right, 10 d10. 1 0 out of 10.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's-
So Peter, as you burst through the exit into a sort of like some sort of sooty workshop area, you just see that you've completely overheated your movement device, and it has fried your inner circuit, and you are shut down.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're dead. It just means
Yeah.
that you're shut down, and you're going to need some attention to be rebooted.
I think along the way I've seen this, the dog at my heels. I'm like, it's not possible, and I've just overworked my joints to begin with,
Yeah.
and then just bust into this final place and just spiral, and land against a wall, and
Yeah.
just none of my moving parts want to move at the moment.
Oh, and I think also there's another rule that you can take a calamity, which is basically you have to change your mission statement, your drive.
the crisis.
Yeah, crisis, and you remove 3 malfunctions or something.
Okay, I can do that.
So yeah, what do you think your drive will change to as you win this race and completely start going through a crisis?
I think, okay, so basically just stay functioning.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you can feel mortality. You can feel the devil bite your ass.
Yeah. I think as I'm laying against this wall. I feel in my programming something shift. Everything's going haywire. There's a lot of stuff going on, collecting of rounds, finding weird parts for, radio towers. But the one I settle on is ladybugs. So my drive becomes, I mean, the entire ladybug race has to be eliminated. So that's just my only drive. If I see anything that's a ladybug, I don't even know that Peter knows what a ladybug looks like, because pickleball,
I would say you do. I would say you
yeah.
do.
So any ladybug that happens to come within my, range of seeing things, it's just gonna get the shit swatted right out of it.
And yeah, as your remaining neurons or circuits reroute through the ladybug circuit and your programming resets, you remember the flashes of red you saw in the collapsing building.
Yeah,
And
I think I have half a paddle now. I think part of, half of it broke off somewhere.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the rest of you catch up and you see that you have come out in some sort of workshop. And Radar, you would recognize this as your workshop. You've come out of a duct that you didn't even know was like a entrance or anything like that.
Yeah, I kind of look around and I say, "Oh wow, that was bad. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here."
Yeah, you can see Peter is on fire. Some of his circuits have caught on fire.
Oh, yeah, I'll put that out.
Yeah,
But
and
did they leave me down there in
I
the
don't know.
dark, spinning and screaming?
I think so.
Did you guys leave him down there? It's up to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
at
but
this point, Scavenger's
ran away
not a
from me.
ladybug, so it's
I'm
not
gonna
on
go
the forefront
back.
of my mind.
I'll go
That's
back to get
horrible.
I'll turn to K999. I'm like, "Oh my God, we've left Scavenger behind. Would you be gracious enough to go get him?"
I will find him. Turn
Thank
around.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scavenger, you're not going to be the same after this. You are basically alone in the darkness in this horrible place, and there's no escape.
All I can see is if Canine finds me, if he's got any little lights on him,
Yeah,
I'd be able to see that and follow him if he goes slow enough. But you all ran away.
it feels like you're in the darkness for hours until you hear the sound of K999's tripoding towards you.
K99, is that you?
Yes, it is me.
I can't find my way out.
I came to get you.
Lead the way out, but you can't go fast.
Okay, follow me.
Yeah, and
I
Scavenger,
will.
you're traumatized by this experience.
At this point, there's actually an advantage because if all I have to do is keep following the lights, then I'm fine. Actually, if the lights were on down here, I might just as easily go down that corridor or that corridor. But follow the lights I can do. So eventually, we make
Yeah,
it to the door.
You all
12
come
years
out.
later.
No, you all come out in the workshop.
The workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting out Peter's fire, and once I get the fire put out, I'm going to start to push Peter out of my workshop. Going to get him out.
I mean, as soon as Peter's outside, he's going to remember those lights on the top of the penthouse. And he has one singular motivator now, and that is to eliminate ladybugs. So he is probably going to be heading for the crumbling tower that the penthouse is at the top of.
What was something you were working on in this workshop, Radar?
I was actually working on a new leg because I've currently got like a peg leg that's actually broken. That got broken in the race with Peter, and yeah, and so I've also uh damaged some other parts of my physical form as well. So two of my arms are now just kind of like straight down,
Oh
and
my God.
yeah, I've got four arms, so I mean I've still got two, but yeah, I'm in pretty rough shape.
Are there ways that we can reduce malfunctions?
Yeah, again, it's the crisis. You have to have some sort of trauma that changes your drive to a different
Okay.
thing. And you
I
can
think
reduce three if
I
you do
think
that.
definitely I had a crisis there.
Yeah, 100%.
So what do we do? Do we just rethink our drives and our routines?
Yeah, yeah, just like what drive do you think you have now that you've gone through this traumatic experience? How's your worldview changed
I think
as a
my main
robot?
drive is never to leave the compound.
Okay, so you're agoraphobic now.
Yeah. Um, so my routines are going to be, I don't know, might end up being even more destructive because all I can do is take apart things that are already here.
Okay,
Uh,
perfect. Yeah. So Peter, as soon as you leave, you can see that the building has started to be sort of more and more covered in red spots. And it's not just ladybugs, it's other pollinators as well. So butterflies, moths, real bees all appear to be landing on this building for some reason.
About to do a terrible thing for the, it would be terrible for the just natural state of the world, but I gotta kill them all.
Yeah.
So I'm making my way to that building and, you know, going up the 60 or 70 floors that it's going to take and just swatting anything that's in my way.
Yeah. And Andy and K999 and all of you guys see the same thing as soon as you leave.
Oh my God, it's an invasion.
Well, look at that, Andy.
I
This
mean,
is terrible.
not for long.
What are you gonna do with your broken paddle, Peter?
I figure half a paddle is still good for swatting.
Oh gosh, we need to take this building down. We gotta get plugged back into that mech.
Would taking the building down be a quicker way of dealing with them?
I think so. There's a lot. They're covering the whole building. How are you gonna get them all with that half a paddle?
Well, efficiency's good, so new priority. Bring the building down.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Unfortunately, I don't care where it comes down as long as all of those ladybugs and butterflies and bees are dead at the end of it.
Perfect.
Hmm.
All right. So you two are heading to the mech, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go plug myself back in to the mech.
Okay. What's K999 and Scavenger doing?
I'm standing next to the gate because I needed radar to do some repair work on my damaged cranial unit, but I'm not going out there after him.
Yeah, yeah, I'll tell Scavenger I'll when I get back from this job, we'll get you repaired.
I'll go talk to Rex and tell him everything that happened. It's terrifying out there.
Yeah, Rex looks very distracted and he looks like he's been talking to the rest of the robots in the marketplace. And then he sort of looks at you and is like, what the hell happened to you? You look pretty beat up. Try to disassemble one of those cyber pleasure units.
Oh no, that's easy.
He's,
There's
he looks horrified.
there are tunnels, and there is Mecca down there, and there is all sorts of things, but the lights go out, and then it's impossible to find your way.
Oh,
And
I never noticed. I have night vision in here.
there's something coming too, an invasion. And I point to the penthouse tower. Like there's something in there. The others are thinking of knocking the tower down,
Yeah, and
but I can't
he
help them.
when you say the word invasion, if his eyes could go wide, his camera like dilates a little bit, and he goes, "What the hell do you know about the invasion?"
We can see it.
What?
See, you can see it.
And then he looks over at the building and he's like, oh, yeah, of course. I thought you guys had somehow picked up something on your goddamn radio tower over there.
We did.
What did you pick up?
Well, it got cut off before we could find out what it was. That's why I was trying to get the TIC 15930 unit out of your head.
Oh, well, yeah, I've been using it in my head and I've been picking up some static as well. It sounds like some sort of convoy or unit. It's all in code. It's very weird, unusual.
PTR and radar are trying to remove some of the components from the mech outside the compound so that we can use those instead.
Oh, that old thing. Yeah, goddamn, those things used to be really beautiful during the war. I doubt it still works though. It's Swiss cheesed.
They managed to get it activated.
He looks very incredulous.
All the lights came on the little screens and it moved.
Yeah, he looks even more incredulous and he's like, "Well, I better check this out. Why don't you come with me?"
I won't leave the compound.
Well, you seem very eager earlier today.
It's dark and scary out there.
Yeah, and with that we'll cut to the other people as you reach the mech. And yeah, darkness has fallen.
Uh, if Andy's with me still, the two of us will go up top.
And Bobby. Bobby's there too.
Oh yeah,
Sure,
forgot
Bobby
about
is
Bobby.
there.
If they're leaving the compound, I would definitely go out with them.
Yeah.
Peter scoops up as best he can the can of ammunition that he had that he was going to trade for a tennis ball, and now is just putting it back where it was because, we need firepower to bring this building down.
Yeah. Tennis ball, it doesn't matter anymore.
No, who wants to hit a tennis ball when you can obliterate an entire, species of bugs?
Uh-huh. An endangered species.
Peter has become as awful as his owner, so
Well, okay. And yeah, you get up back to the control room in the head, and are you going to plug back into it?
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
and I'll say to Andy, I'll say now, I really don't know what I'm doing. So, we left the door open downstairs. So if things go south, you might have to get out and get help.
Yeah. If things look like they're going wonky on us, yeah, me and Bobby will book it. We'll find maybe we find that I know he's kind of a dick, but we'll find that Rex guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he might be good help. So, just in case, I'm gonna plug myself back in and see what happens.
Yeah, and as you plug yourself back in, it's definitely a lot more turned on because you're just flooded with neurological computer signals into your brain, and it's very overwhelming at first. But you definitely feel like you have a little bit more control than
Okay.
you did before.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can do a roll for me.
Okay. Rolling.
You're just with your malfunctions with +2.
Malfunction +2. So,
Yeah.
okay. First roll 0.
All right. So as you boot up, you realize the ocular sensors are not interfacing with you and you cannot see.
Okay. Uh, does it have infrared?
Yeah, it does. But
Okay.
you can't use it. None of
Oh, I
the
can't.
you're just completely blind.
I'm completely blind. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Smell-o-vision. Trying to think of what. Okay. Is there any way to? Oh, can I run a diagnostic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It turns out a lot of sections are red.
I would imagine. Yeah.
There's a
It's
few
not
holes,
surprising.
there's a few hole breaches, but the vital components are still working. You can still move the arms and the legs and move around. It's just the ocular sensors are not working.
Okay. Is Peter with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am
Okay.
1 Peter away from being with you.
Okay. Uh, could Peter look out the window and give me directions so that I could move this thing along?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Peter is now in control of the mech, his Machiavellian scheme. And what is your guys' plan?
I mean, Peter's is to blow the shit out of any supporting beam of the building to bring it down. Who cares where it goes, as long as every insect in it dies.
Yeah. All right, and you see that the weaponry appears like it's operated by a separate control panel or a separate interfacing port on the mech,
Okay.
probably in the ammunition room.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'll tell Peter, I'm like, so if you can get me there to the building, then you can go down interface and you can probably uh light this thing up.
Yeah,
So,
well, you have to aim it and then someone else pulls the trigger, basically.
so I'll
Okay.
help you. I'll help you aim,
Yeah.
and then Andy K999. Either of you capable of interfacing and pulling a trigger?
Uh, I might be able to if it's not too big. I mean, my little
Yeah.
arms here not so they're kind of tiny.
Fighting is bad.
Eh, what you gonna do when you're supposed to pollinate flowers?
Are you loyal to the cause, K999?
Oh, yes. What's the cause?
Uh, Kill the natural pollinators so the robot pollinators could do their job instead.
Oh. Fighting is bad.
Is it
Well, we're
fighting when one
protecting our
side's
home. We're
yeah?
protecting our home, doggo.
And is it
Oh.
fighting when one side's not
Oh,
fighting
yes.
back?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Peter has tapped into some just awful shit here
Yeah. Yeah, that hasn't me convinced.
Who hurt Peter?
himself. I mean, trying to win.
True, true.
Many walls along the way.
The road to malfunction is paved with many small glitches.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah.
Gonna pull that trigger K9999.
Yeah, I will. I will attempt to pull the trigger when he's ready.
All right. It sounds like this is kind of going against your drive, so you're gonna have to take a malfunction to pull the
Yeah,
trigger.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Does that mean I roll and see if I get a 10? Is that the idea?
No, you just take a
I just take a
malfunction.
malfunction.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And what is Andy going to be doing? Bobby is just like he's looking very hyped for the building collapse. He's got a
Well, yeah.
Napoleon complex.
Well, yeah, me and Bobby, we know what's gonna happen if these bugs take over. We're through. We're through in this place, and maybe they're trying to take down the building so they can take out our compound. You never know what these bugs are thinking.
How is Andy feeling about destroying a huge amount of biomass and life?
Well, they're threatening our life here. They're threatening us. We have to protect ourselves. We have to protect the flowers.
I mean, according to your calculations, natural pollinators would actually help the flowers.
They're taking away our jobs. We got a union.
Exactly. They're
Stick together.
scabs.
Yeah. They're just, there's too many. There's not enough pollen to go around.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. All right. So, how the hell are you guys going to pilot this mech blind? So, Peter, you're directing radar.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I'm hopeful that Peter can say, okay, step forward, okay, and then, and I just do it one step at a time until we get over to the penthouse, you know.
Yeah.
I would say definitely you need to roll to do that because that is pretty difficult. I would say Peter rolls.
Okay. So
Okay.
I got rid of 3 malfunctions. So 7 dice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 7d10. There are no zeros.
All right. Good job. Yeah. So you guys are able to maneuver this mech and scavenger on the ground. You can see that the mech gets up from where it's sitting at the building and has sat for the past long time.
What about that?
You're still not sure if it's scrap or not.
Yeah. It probably appears as a featureless blob of darkness to me because I can't really see it. But that
Yeah.
must be the thing they're going to use to knock down the building.
Yeah. And as you're loitering around, and Rex is also looking at this and just being like dumbfounded, you see that the gate opens to the compound. And it looks like someone who looks very human walks in and collapses immediately as they come in.
Which of us actually sees this?
Only Scavenger 6.
Interesting. I wonder if he has any spare parts. I'll start to move over towards him.
Yeah, it appears to be like a female looking figure, but it's like the same thing that was happening on your mech. It's like kind of bugging out. And as you close in, you can see that this is not a human. It's a very humanoid android. And Rex is like, oh, this must have been what it was. This is like a high-tech espionage unit. And it's just collapsed.
If I try to reach for it, do I suddenly have an aversion?
Yeah, you would definitely have to take a malfunction to try to disassemble it.
Okay. I'm just not going to. I'm going to
Yeah.
walk away if I don't have programming to do that. But I might go over to Rex and say, look at that.
Yeah, he's definitely looking. And yeah, so in the mech, you guys get over to the building. What do you want to do now? How do you want to take this building down?
Peter definitely remembers seeing some heavy artillery rounds.
Yeah,
Yeah, just be careful of the flowers, okay? We try not to destroy too many of them.
they're low grade nuclear artillery. Very
We are
powerful.
protecting the compound.
Very powerful.
That's right, doggo.
I think let's
So
try to shoot it so that when it falls, it'll kind of fall toward the bar.
Oh, my happy place.
Well, I don't know that.
I know, I don't either anymore. A dead bug is a good bug, so
oh my lord. So true. Yeah, and I'll say who do you think it should be, Radar or K999 who's pulling the trigger? I'll say K999 because Radar is sort of holding it around and it's sort of looping around and you have to pull it at the right time. So do a roll to see if you collapse this building in a way that doesn't fall on the compound.
What kind of roll?
Just roll all your malfunctions plus 2 dice. And tell me if you get a 0.
I got 1-0.
Yeah, so you are looking as this this sort of arm is waving around blindly, and you pull the trigger. The nuclear round goes straight through the central truss of the building and detonates. And as it detonates, all of these different pollinators like start flying off in every direction off of this building.
Oh, God.
And it falls onto the compound.
No.
Oh. Did we do it? Did we protect the compound?
Oh, doggo, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
The compound is protected now.
Oh,
No, it's not. The compound is destroyed. The hive is destroyed. The garden is destroyed.
yeah, but the bar's still there.
Yep, true.
yep, a happy place is still there. At the level of responsibility that Peter feels, it's going to be his happy place.
Yeah, I think all of you should take at least one malfunction for that, if not more.
Yeah. Peter takes there's a moment of clarity and Peter takes an unknown feeling of guilt that takes a while to process as he sits at the bar as he's seen his awful owner do many times and just ponders what's happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And where are the rest of you guys going? Peter's at the bar.
I think I'm under the rubble.
Yeah, Scavenger, you're dead. You've been collapsed.
Assessing I'll just be circling around it, sniffing, trying to determine if anyone might be in it or under it or whatever. I guess any humans in particular, but anybody.
Yeah.
I realized it could have been much worse. It could have hit the ground and I could have fallen through the entrance into the tunnels.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But no, I'm flat.
What about Andy? How are you feeling now that your life's work is destroyed?
Yeah,
it's
me
your
and
fault.
Bobby, we're feeling pretty crappy right now, like we don't even have a hive anymore. We don't have our flowers are ruined. Like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna power down, and that's gonna be it, Bobby. We're done.
Yeah, you can see Bobby just falls off of Radar's shoulder.
Oh, Bobby, no. Oh, radar, fix him. At least pick him up.
Um, Radar has a lot of malfunctions, and this is a real crisis moment for him because of all the destruction. He realizes, I can't fix this. This is
Mhm.
beyond my ability to uh, fix things. And it really kind of goes against all his core programming, actually. So I think Radar's just going to shut himself down.
Okay. Yeah, more and more of your vision just gets populated by those frames of the war. And as you finally shut down, and Peter's in the bar drinking his sorrows away. Andy is mourning the corpse of Radar, I guess, and
Yeah,
Bobby.
and he's with the last of his strength. He's going down to Bobby's little corpse. He just
Yeah,
snuggles up by him, said, "Buddy, we tried to kill those damn ladybugs, but they were too many. They were too many, and in the end, they got us, man."
yeah. And we'll end with K999. As you're circling the rubble, you see a form that looks like a human.
I will freeze. And then bark, 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 bark.
Yeah, it doesn't listen to you at first, and then it sort of gets up, and you can see that it is this android. It's this special forces android.
Oh, it's an android. It's not a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just keep barking.
Yeah, and as you're barking, you see you can hear this sort of like rumbling noise as a giant cyber tank rounds the corner and aims directly at this special forces android, who fires one last shot into the tank and is just obliterated by machine gun fire. And as the crew of this tank gets out, they look over the corpse and say, well, that was the last one, as the last enemy soldier is killed in this war. And that is the end of the scenario.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, sad ending. It was a very sad robots ending. Only one survivor.
We are indeed sad robots.
We are sad.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the tank to show up. I was just going to wander off looking for humans somewhere else. But
I mean, you're still alive. You can go wander.
oh no,
wander
I
the
just found
waste.
humans. Yeah,
Yeah.
they showed up in a tank. So no.
Oh no, they were all robots as well.
Oh, those are also robots.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were
sad.
defense robots. Yeah.
You're right. That is very sad.
Cool and interesting story, interesting setting. We were all certainly diverse all over the place.
Well, I mostly made it up. I had the ending predetermined in my head, but that was about it.
Well, so the question then is, what are we going to title this game? The compound, the
Remnants, the
refugees, the
My preliminary title was World Without Man. I don't know if you guys like that. Doesn't really relate to what we did though.
world without man.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
it's-
if we were successful, it'd be World Without Ladybug. But we
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time looking for radio parts because of a signal,
Do you
And
ever
then-
see? Oh, go ahead.
and then we had the ladybug invasion. Two big themes.
what about
Um,
scraps. We could just like we're scraps of civilization, scraps of metal.
Oh, scraps of
I was gonna
civilization.
say, I like scraps of civilization.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
All right.
Well done.
civilization.
Well, and it's funny how the two sides, the robots are fighting each other in the end, and then we're
Yeah,
in our little group and we're fighting the actual real things.
yeah. Humanity was exterminated like long ago by in this war, and they were just trying to hunt down the remainder of the enemy forces, and they finally did at the end.
And the truly sad thing is that ladybugs don't pollinate plants. They kill
That's
little
what I was thinking. They kill aphids.
aphids and
Yeah.
things like
It
that.
does not matter. Does not
Yeah, it
matter.
doesn't matter.
So
Oh,
it was just a completely misguided, like misunderstanding.
oh, but there's something truly profound there
Yeah.
that our war
It
had
was
no
a
meaning,
misunderstanding.
and
Yeah.
neither did their war.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like an accurate portrayal of history. So
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our players included Stefan Amshi, Carrie Marion, Kent Blue, Julian Arba, and myself with Max Meltzer as the root. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of the Sad Robots role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.